everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today, we will talk about what is science. Science is the search for knowledge about the world and the way it works. Unlike other ways of explaining how the world works, science is based on experiments that test theories. Before science, in the past, people relied on ancient stories to explain such things as how life began, why the sun appears to cross the sky, what lies beyond the oceans, and so on. These stories often came from religious books or from scholars who dreamed up imaginative ideas without checking them. Because the stories were never tested, there were hundreds of different versions, and every culture had a different version of the truth. Before the scientific revolution, most educated people who studied the world took guidance from the explanations given by authorities like ancient Greek writers and Catholic Church officials. After the scientific revolution, educated people placed more importance on what they observed and less on what they were told. How does science work? Science began when people started to check their ideas about the world. One of the first people to do this was an English doctor named William Gilbert 1544 to 1603. He carried out many experiments on magnetism and eventually proved that Earth is like a giant magnet. Testing theories. In experimental physics, a test theory tells experimenters how to perform particular comparisons between specific theories or classes of theory. Without a good reference test theory, these experiments can be difficult to construct. Scientists begin with an idea or theory. Imagine you have a cold but you get better after drinking orange juice. You might form a theory that orange cures colds. To test this, you could give orange to people with colds. If they get better faster than people who don't drink orange, the theory is strengthened. Proving theories. If it is in other areas of science, you do experiments and see if what your theory predicts is matching with the results. Then others try to replicate your experiment as possible, and if no contradictions arrive, your theory is proven. Note that theories in physics, chemistry, etc. are never proven as much as verified. Although scientists can prove that a bad theory is wrong, they can never prove that a good theory is absolutely right. Even if a theory seems correct, someone could always do a new experiment in the future and prove it wrong, so theories always remain theories. For example, atomic theory is still only a theory that matter is made of atoms. Take a look, Copernicus. One of the greatest ever scientific theories was put forward by Polish astronomer Nicolaus Copernicus in 1514. Nicolaus Copernicus was an astronomer who proposed a heliocentric system that the planets orbit around the sun, that Earth is a planet which, besides orbiting the sun annually, also turns once daily on its own axis, and that very slow changes in the direction of this axis account for the precession of the equinoxes. At first, people thought this was daft because the sun moves across the sky each day as though it's going round Earth. But Copernicus discovered that this is an illusion caused by Earth spinning around. Pictures like this showed the sun at the center of the universe for the first time. The sciences. Medicine. The word medicine comes to us from the Latin medicina, the verb root of which is medere, to heal. Medicine is a science of healing illness. In the past, people believed that diseases were punishment for bad behavior. Scientists now know that most diseases are caused by microscopic organisms, inherited genes, or fault with a person's immune system. Chemistry. The term chemistry is said to derive from the Greek word chemia, which means cast together. It is the atomic level science of matter. Chemistry is a study of matter, including what it is made of, its characteristics, and how it changes. All substances are made of chemicals, from your hair and teeth to the air around you. Chemists investigate how atoms join together in different ways to form molecules, or how molecules break apart and recombine to form new substances. Biology. The word biology is derived from the Greek word bios, meaning life, and logos, meaning study, and is defined as a science of life and living organisms. Its many branches are devoted to different kinds of life, including botany, the study of plants, and zoology, the study of animals. The most important idea in biology is a theory of evolution by natural selection, which explains how living things came to exist in their current form. Physics. The word physics itself is derived from the Greek word physis, meaning nature. The Greeks gave more than a name to the study of physics, for it is with them that the abstract development of physics began. Physicists investigate energy and movement. They study the tiniest particles of matter that make up atoms and things that aren't made of matter at all, such as time, light, gravity, and space. The work of physicists led to the discovery of radio waves, which gave us television and mobile phone technology. Geology. The word geology comes from the Greek geo meaning earth and logos meaning treaty or knowledge. Therefore, it's defined as a science of earth and aims at understanding the evolution of the planet and its inhabitants from ancient times to the present through the analysis of rocks. Geology is the study of earth and its interior. Geologists study how rocks form from chemicals called minerals and how they break down or change into new types of rocks. Geologists also look at processes that happen deep underground in Earth's interior. These processes cause earthquakes and volcanoes and continually reshape our planet's surface over long periods of times. Astronomy. The word astronomy is derived from the Greek word astron meaning star and nomi is derived from the word nomos meaning law or culture. Astronomy is the law or culture of stars. Astronomy is the study of the universe beyond the earth. It is both a natural science, which studies the physical universe, and a social science, which studies the way people have interpreted the universe. Astronomy is one of the oldest sciences. It began with the ancient Greeks who developed a model of the universe that included the earth at the center. This model was later disproven by the work of Copernicus and Galileo. However, the basic principles of astronomy are still based on the work of the Greeks. Old Mariner's Compass. William Gilbert was an English physician, physicist, and natural philosopher. He passionately rejected both the prevailing Aristotelian philosophy and the scholastic method of university teaching. Gilbert showed that compasses point north because of Earth's magnetism. Now, I'm going to present to you a distinct representation of the chronological development of science. 350 BCE. Aristotle is often called the first scientist. His ideas helped lay the foundations of modern sciences such as physics, chemistry, and biology. Year 1543. Andreas van Wezel, Latinized as Andreas Vesalius, was a Belgian anatomist and physician who wrote De Humani Corporis Fabrica Libri Septem, what is considered to be one of the most influential books on human anatomy and a major advance over the long dominant work of Galen. Year 1665. Robert Hooke was an English polymath active as a scientist, natural philosopher, and architect. He used an early microscope to show that cells are the building blocks of all living things. Year 1687. Sir Isaac Newton was an English polymath, mathematician, physicist, astronomer, alchemist, theologian, and author who was described in his time as a natural philosopher. He was a key figure in the scientific revolution and the enlightenment that followed. He set out new ideas about motion and gravity due to an apple falling on his head. Year 1879. Thomas Alva Edison was an American inventor and businessman. He developed many devices in fields such as electric power generation, mass communication, sound recording, and motion pictures. He was one of the many scientists who built on one another's work to understand electricity and turn it into a useful source of power. Year 1869. Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev was a Russian chemist and inventor. He is best known for formulating the periodic law and creating a version of the periodic table of elements. He laid the foundation of modern chemistry when he wrote the periodic table. Year 1890 to 1956. Scientists developed the atomic theory. They worked out how atoms are put together and how they break apart. Year 1905 to 1915. Albert Einstein was a German born theoretical physicist who is widely held to be one of the greatest and most influential scientists of all time. Albert Einstein's theories of relativity changed physics with new ideas about space, time, light, and gravity. Year 1953. The discovery in 1953 of the double helix, the twisted ladder structure of DNA by James Watson and Francis Crick, marked a milestone in the history of science and gave rise to modern molecular biology, which is largely concerned with understanding how genes control the chemical processes within cells. Year 1989. Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web, a new way of sharing information. The inventor of the World Wide Web and one of the Time magazine's 100 most important people of the 20th century. Sir Tim Berners-Lee is a scientist and academic whose visionary and innovative work has transformed almost every aspect of our lives.